Hello, dear friends. In this treacherous world, nothing is true or false. Everything depends on the color of the glass through which it is viewed, wrote the poet Ramón de Campoamor. That's why I wear rose-tinted glasses. Opinion piece. Gradual progress. Final purging. Turning point. Liberation plant. Gaining ground. Unstable moment. Valley of shadows. Destructive phase. Galactic Jurisdiction. Let's start. We may see significant advances this year that the general public can clearly feel, but it is not guaranteed, according to Cobra. The forces of light are slowly gaining ground. This is a struggle between light and darkness for the planetary energy grid and the timeline. Plans to launch various types of advanced technologies last January were delayed, according to Cobra. The intervention of the forces of light on the surface is not going well because the Brotherhood of Death continues to have a significant influence. Secret operations continue, and almost nothing can be said publicly. The resistance movement is comprised of a group of positive galactic races residing in underground bases. They maintain frequent and direct contact with the Pleiadians located beneath the Himalayas and Bora Bora. The movement's primary mission is to help humanity eliminate and stop the manipulative forces, guiding society toward a state of lasting peace, prosperity, and freedom. Plans. During the event, the internet may be temporarily offline. The Liberation Plan is undergoing a major update and optimization process. After the event, our past memories will gradually return, and the forces of light will also share special techniques for recalling past lives. The Pleiadians have communicated their desire to hold a massive display of their mothership fleet to the surface population, and it's possible they will do so in the near future. Connect with the Pleiadians in your meditation. Aldebaran's plan for first contact described them posing as Earth military personnel taking control of a small country, and then using a television station to begin broadcasting information. That is still a possibility. Purification. Ismael Perez reveals that there is no global celebration because Earth is now under Galactic Jurisdiction, and that the second phase of the coalition has begun, consisting of the final patching of responsibilities to dismantle the remaining structures of the dark web. Many believe that this moment marks a turning point in the history of humanity, the final chapter of an old era of hidden control and the beginning of a new phase of planetary governance, aligned with truth, responsibility, and sovereignty. After years of covert operations targeting underground facilities, financial systems, and hidden power structures, coalition forces are now moving into a coordinated phase designed to expose and completely eliminate the last vestiges of clandestine networks that have operated outside of public oversight for decades. According to coalition sources, the goal is not just arrests, but the transformation of the systems that enabled these networks to function. As this transition unfolds, the world may begin to witness greater disclosure, geopolitical shifts, and the emergence of new leadership structures designed to support a more transparent global system. Reset News. Tucker Carlson exposes the plan to rebuild the Third Temple. Epstein files reveal the murder of 3 energy scientists. Kennedy announces a nutrition education initiative for medical schools. Academics worldwide warn about age verification, a dangerous path to mass surveillance. Humanity's collective unconscious is highly disturbed because strange dreams occasionally arise, and it's best to ignore them. The destructive phase is always ugly and demoralizing, and it seems like you will never reach the creative path, but we must be patient and steadfast. We will get there as long as we remain true to the truth and the vision of a peaceful, healthy, and harmonious home for us all, according to Sunny's journal. In the last 12 months, more than $7 trillion in offshore accounts controlled by the elite have been seized, according to Ethan White of Case Teller. Each account was linked to shell companies, sham structures, and hidden banking routes in jurisdictions such as Switzerland, Luxembourg, Cayman Islands, and Singapore. Project Odin is alive, according to Mr. Poole. The Space Force has taken control of all satellite communications. Starlink is operating on a classified frequency. 10 countries are preparing to activate the emergency transmission system. The transmission will last 8 hours, 3 times a day, for 10 consecutive days. Elon Musk posted 6 words, in quotes. Money X, early public access next month. 6 words, no explanation, no press conference, just one date, April 2026. The same month that Executive Order 14,312 mandates the first results of the Fort Knox gold audit. The same month that the emergency review of the Fed's status expires. According to Brenda Hoffman, this is a very unstable time, not for those beyond 3D who are discovering themselves, but for those entrenched in it. 3D will not disappear entirely. On the contrary, it will become so opposed to everything that is happening that it will become a small segment of the population, which will decrease with each passing year, not because those who wish to remain in the 3D are terrible, but because they refuse to understand the new trend of independence and freedom. Middle East. Iran begins laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump claims to have destroyed 10 mine layers. Trump sees the war against Iran as practically over and is considering taking the Strait of Hormuz. The US is preparing to send special forces to Iran. Intelligence agencies warned that this war is very difficult to win. Iran begins using its heavy weapons. Iran penetrated the Israeli defensive network and attacked sensitive targets. The US asks Israel not to attack Iranian energy facilities. Bombing civilian targets never works, according to Clausewitz. Iran denies that the missiles intercepted in Turkey were launched by its armed forces. Iran claims that the attacks against Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Cyprus were false flag operations. According to Saudi Arabia, the attack on our oil refinery was the work of Israel, not Iran. Iran reveals its surrender conditions, handing Netanyahu over to the International Criminal Court. The Tasnim news agency reported that Netanyahu is no longer alive. Others say he's holed up in a bunker. According to Chuck Baldwin, no president has the authority to lead the US into a war against another nation without declaration of war from Congress. Economy. Iran controls the world's energy economy. Several Gulf countries are reducing oil production in response to the crisis. The G7 is ready to act urgently to stabilize oil prices. Brent crude fell 11.28% to $87.80 amid concerns about the possible de-escalation in the Middle East. Deutsche Bank warns that rising jet fuel prices pose an existential threat to airlines. Kazakhstan's central bank will invest $350 million in cryptocurrency markets, signaling a significant shift in its reserve strategy. The future of the banking sector lies in being more human or more technologically advanced. Billionaires want us homeless. Private equity firms are buying houses, RV parks, and apartment buildings everywhere. Putin is willing to return to trading in dollars and stop using the BRICS currency. The Treasury launches a record of $15 billion debt buyback, the largest bond buyback in history. Europe. European stock markets remain uncertain about Trump and have only recovered the threat of their losses. Tension in Brussels over von der Leyen's remarks about a world order that no longer exists. The President of the European Council, Antonio Costa, distances himself from von der Leyen. Von der Leyen announces a strategy to promote mini-nuclear reactors. Brussels urges EU countries to minimize electricity taxes. Volkswagen will cut 50,000 jobs in Germany to save 6 billion euros. A lost page of the Archimedes palimpsest has been found in a French museum. Italy's strongest earthquake in 10 years occurred beneath the Phlegrean fields. Spain. The IBEX 35 surges 3% as oil prices plummet. Turkish cars gain ground in Spain. Mercadona's profits increase by 25% and it will invest 3.7 billion euros in renovating all its stores. European leaders avoid commenting on the war in Iran, except for Pedro Sánchez. A Republican senator calls for the withdrawal of US troops from Spain for not supporting the war against Iran. Journalist Raúl del Pozo died at 89. I worked with him at La Codorniz. Americas. Trump proposes using missiles against the cartels. Peruvian writer Bryce Echenique died at 87. He was a genius. Protests against the Cuban regime have intensified in recent days. Uruguay is betting on maximum security prisons. Paraguay wants to implement state-run cryptocurrency mining at the risk of running out of energy. Paraguay approved the controversial military cooperation agreement with the US. The rise in oil prices benefits Argentina due to the Vaca Muerta shale formation. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.